So Mike MALOTT versus Gilbert Burns this weekend. I'm going to break down who I think who's going to win. But even then, I'm more here to talk about how washed Gilbert Burns is. It's so weird with Gilbert Burns because this dude Minima was losing to Usman and Hamza Chimaev. Now I am worried for him to losing to Mike MALOTT. Of all people. Like, this should be free cheese for Gilbert Burns. Like, this is like the easiest pony he could get right now. Mike MALOTT is not that crazy. He lost to Neil Magny, even though he was looking good in that fight as well in the grappling department, but he just got subbed by Neil Magny. No, he got TKO'd by Neil Magny. He got out-hearted by Neil Magny, who was an easy dub for Gilbert Burns in his prime. Well, semi-prime. I don't think that was really a prime Burns, but it was like still a good Burns, you know? Like a really good one. It's like Oliveira right now. You know, it's not prime Oliveira, but like it's a decent version of Oliveira still. And Magny literally had no answer in the grappling department against Burns. But the worrisome more is on the feet. And on the feet, Burns is a little bit worrisome because now I just see him doing anytime he gets hit with a punch. But then again, he's getting hit by hard hitters like JDM, Morales, Sean Brady. No, Sean Brady is not a hard hitter. And Sean Brady, again, was looking good on the feet. That's not the best look when it comes to me picking you to win on the feet. Because if you're getting outstruck by Brady and even making him look clean on the feet in moments, it's just like, how am I going to trust you to take that from Mike MALOTT? You know, like Mike MALOTT, even though it's a little funny to say, he has decent hands on the feet. Like if you saw his Kevin Holland fight, even though he did kind of cheat multiple times in that fight and he was low blowing him a lot. I think he low blowed him like two separate occasions, but then again, MALOTT was looking kind of mid before the low blows. Like Holland was looking pretty good, and even I think dropped MALOTT in a moment, or like he caught his leg and pushed him down and knocked him down. And the grappling, he wasn't that dominant either. So I don't know, it is worrisome, but at the same time, it's like, is Burns really that washed? That's the thing, it's making me very worrisome to pick either of these guys. Like, I don't think MALOTT is that good, but I don't know how washed Gilbert Burns is right now. Like, is he losing to a MALOTT level opponent? Because I know he lost to Brady, but like, would Brady not sub MALOTT and dominate on the ground? I think so. So it's just like, I know getting outstruck by Brady is not the best look, but like, in terms of grappling, he was keeping up with Brady in moments. I know Brady was winning some of the exchanges, but even then, he wasn't very dominant to gain the takedowns. He was more doing better on the feet and being more active. So, while with MALOTT, I don't think he would be able to keep up with Brady. I think Brady would tire him out and finish him in round 2. Like, I think MALOTT isn't that crazy, even on the ground. Like, to be fair, I think it'll be a little bit tricky some on the feet, but like, overall, when it hits the ground, he's gonna be a little bit tricky some, but then he'll get subbed by Brady or ground and pound, so. And MALOTT versus JDM. JDM would sleep MALOTT in 2 or even the first round. Like, I don't see MALOTT being competitive with JDM. So, and Gilbert Burns was. Like, Gilbert gave JDM a tricky test, and I don't think MALOTT would be able to, even though I think that was a better Burns. But I don't think MALOTT would keep it competitive at all. And then MALOTT versus Morales, I don't think he last against Morales. I think Morales finished him in 1. Like, these are the matchups Burns are fighting. These are the minimal opponents, and MALOTT, I don't think he's those guys. I really don't. I don't think MALOTT lasts around against these guys, honestly. Maybe he could last around against Brady, and I think he can maybe last around with JDM. But Morales, I think he finished him in a round. Even then, he'd last a round. I think he would get finished by JDM in 2. Same thing with Brady. Like, I don't see this dude being competitive with the top guys, and I know Burns is not really being competitive with these guys anymore, but he's still looking decent, except for the Morales fight, but Morales is huge, so I gave him an excuse there because Morales is basically just a middleweight, and Burns is a former lightweight, so that's unfair. But back to it, yeah, I don't see MALOTT competing with these guys, and MALOTT isn't that crazy. Like, I see MALOTT like a Bond Firm. I think that's what he kind of is, like a lower tier Bond Firm. I think Bond Firm is a better fighter, he's just a better MALOTT in my opinion, and I don't think MALOTT is on his level. So if he thought on Bond Firm's level, but then again, I think Bond Firm would be Burns, so it is a thing. I don't know. I don't think MALOTT goes any further, but the same thing with Gilbert Burns. I don't think he goes any further either, so it's just depending who lands first, man, pretty much, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of depends whoever lands first, because they both could go out cold. Well, not out cold, but like, let's see who quivers first on the ground, you know, like, when they get hit with a punch. It's just, for both of them, it's just worrisome, because MALOTT is Canadian and Gilbert Burns is a washed Brazilian, and you know what, washed Brazilians, they kind of just quiver on the ground and give up instantly when the grappling doesn't go off. So it's kind of tough, man. It's like a reverse Oliveira. Like he took the Oliveira from the beginning, then Oliveira now, you know? That's kind of what Burns is doing right now. And it's kind of tough. So that's why it's worrisome to pick Burns, even though I'm very tempted of picking Gilbert Burns because, again, I don't think MALOTT's that good, but I learned my lesson to try and make crafty picks with these old guys. I tried doing that with Israel Adesanya, who has more tools on the feet, by the way, and I thought he would dominate Joe Pyfer on the feet, and he was doing so, and he was doing very well in the fight until he started to brawl with him. That's the thing with these fighters, you can't predict them to make the smart game plan and not try to brawl with a power puncher. You know, it's just some things are common sense, but for fighters, it not really is. So you just kind of have to trust your own instincts and not go for it. That's why you can't really choose, oh, this fighter's gonna win because I think he's gonna do this game plan, because they end up not either doing it or they do it and they just abandon it immediately. So you just gotta be prepared for that. You just gotta be prepared for that outcome. Fighters fighting dumb, even though they don't have to, and there's an easy path to victory there. The one time I pick Izzy to Izzy, he doesn't Izzy. He tries to be fun. Like, it's annoying. It really is. But is Burns gonna Burns? I'm not too sure, depending which Burns you're talking about. Hopefully it's not the ones currently. Maybe from the past, then maybe I would go with Burns. I'm not gonna lie to you. You want to know something funny though? If I don't pick Burns, I do have a huge feeling, like 60% even, that he's gonna beat MALOTT. I generally believe that if I don't pick Burns, MALOTT is gonna lose to Burns. It's gonna be like, oh, why would you pick MALOTT? It's just, you don't understand. I thought Burns was washed. I didn't pick him because I thought MALOTT was the better fighter. I just thought he had a little bit more in the tank and a little bit better hands, you know? And then all of a sudden, everybody picked Burns, and then you're the only one that picked MALOTT, even though they were not talking crazy about Burns in like literal months, and we're saying that he was gonna lose to MALOTT. I can still see that happening to me. Why would you pick MALOTT even though he was a heavy favorite? It's gonna be that type of situation. I can so see that happening, but it's whatever. I'm gonna go with MALOTT right now. I'm gonna make a prediction video and I'll predict all the fights that's gonna happen on this fight night, but for now, I'm going to pick MALOTT, mostly because I think Burns is going to rush in because he hasn't had a win in a while, and he's going to try to push forward because he's going to be a little bit more aggressive usually because everybody's saying he's washed, not that great anymore, and he's going to try to prove a point, and then he's going to try to put the action, and then MALOTT's going to be on the back foot, land the same combination he lands every time, the hook combination, and then rocks Burns and finish him. That's how I think the fight is going to go, but I can so see Burns just landing him and just being different and just like walking through MALOTT and just landing a big overhand and knocking him out, or even subbing MALOTT trying to shoot, and then like, or a panic takedown when he gets hit with a shot, and then Burns subbing him. But then again, asking for a Burns sub in 2026 is kind of crazy to ask for, but that's why I would favor a knockout over MALOTT. But overall, I do think this fight is kind of 50-50. It's just depending if Burns is really washed or not that washed. It's going to be depending. Like, if it's not that wash of a Burns, I would favor Burns to win this matchup. But if he's completely washed, I'm going to go MALOTT. But it's just depending what Burns go out there. Is it going to be the Burns that's looking for a kill or a Burns that's just there, you know? Just present Burns. Just going to be like Shaquille on that one team I don't know about because I don't watch basketball, but you guys should get it. It's going to be that type of situation. Or Michael Jordan on the Wizards. There's a comparison I could use. So it's just depending who lands first and depending who is more wash or more trash. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, it's not much of a breakdown. It's just I don't really care for this fight night at all. Like, it's very not great when it comes to name value or even entertainment. Well, it could be a little bit entertaining. There's a couple of names I recognize, like George Jourdain. He's pretty fun of a fighter. And this main event, it's kind of tough, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching, and that's pretty much it, and God bless all of you, and that's it.